So we're going to look at assessment 3, locating, selecting, and evaluating information using online search tools. It's an individual assignment with 30%. I think in the e-classroom it has assessment 2. That's kind of a typo because just up to last year it was considered, last semester it was assessment 2. So we've made some changes. Okay, so I'm just going to read through some of the preamble for the assessment, the description. Through this assessment, students continue the research process, which they started in assessment 2. Having selected a topic and created a preliminary thesis statement, they now identify information sources, select and evaluate information, make notes, and create citations. So that's what you're expected to do in a nutshell. Note that you are continuing with the research topic from assessment 2. So that does not change. Whatever you started with in assessment 2, you continue with assessment 3 and assessment 4. The learning outcomes, students will identify keywords and apply search techniques to create search strings. And we'll learn more about search strings in a bit. Use search techniques appropriately in search engines. Use search techniques appropriately in journal databases. Locate books by using online public access catalogs or ebook sites. Apply evaluation criteria to web pages, journal articles, and books. Summarize information, create citations, and reflect on the assignment. On the note of creating search strings, if you go to the e-classroom, you go down to this week's highlighted topic, week 7. And please note I'm using the CRN, the e-classroom for CRN 25162. 25161. So if you're in section 25163, the dates here will be Thursday, March 7th to Wednesday, March 12th. Okay, so don't get confused. So you will see this week's highlighted topic very much is linked to what you're expected to do for section 1. I'm just going to be going through section 1 of assessment 3. So you'll be understanding the internet and the World Wide Web. You'll be learning how to use search engines more effectively, how to develop search strategies and search strings, and hopefully you'll be able to complete all of section 1 by the end of this week. To help you with search strings, which is why I came to the e-classroom, you have a class discussion on creating search strings. So you're going to try and create 2 or 3 search strings if you can, using your keywords and key phrases from your research topic, incorporating the search techniques you see below here: phrase searching, which is the use of quotation marks, nesting, use of brackets, truncation, use of this asterisk behind after cutting off words at a certain point at its root, more or less, so that it can generate different words. Boolean operators using and or not. Of course, when you go through all of the resources for this week, right, the highlighted bit, especially here, search techniques, you will get a much better understanding of how to create search strings using different search techniques. And once you know that, you'd be able to do the class discussion, and I will be giving individual feedback to help you with that aspect of the assessment. Okay, so heading back to the assessment, I will be kind of typing in a sample. Let's just say I had a topic and I had to work through it for this assessment. So I'm going with the topic climate change. And you'd see that I'm putting it in quotation marks because that is like doing a phrase search. For some databases like EBSCOhost, for example, you want to get accustomed to doing that, not so much Google. Because if you don't in a database like EBSCOhost, it searches for climate by itself and change by itself. When you put it in quotation marks, it really helps to keep the words together. All right, so that's my research topic. My focus research question is quite simple. Is climate change a hoax? And of course, you get a yes or a no answer, which makes it argumentative. My thesis statement is simple as well. Climate change cannot be, considered a hoax because of extensive research and evidence proving it to be an indisputable, get that correct, fact. That's my thesis statement. All right, so obviously you're beginning to see a number of keywords and key phrases generating from there. So when you go to section 1, you're going to be asked to, you're going to use the search engine Google, right? I'm just putting Google here for us to remember because there are other search engines like Bing and Yahoo, but nobody uses those anymore. So we're going to stick to Google. So let's see keywords, phrases, or concepts expressed in your thesis statement. I'm going to back up here and highlight them. So we have climate change, we have hoax. You can go with research and evidence. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to highlight all, but for the sake of Google, I am just going to use 2 of them. So I'm going to use all of them actually to list. So it will be climate change. I'm going to put that in quotation marks. I'm going to put hoax, research, evidence, facts. Okay? Fact or facts. In fact, I could use truncation because then I will get both fact and facts. So it's up to you if you want to do it like that. Create an appropriate search string. Now, creating a search string is really using your keywords joined together by one or more of the Boolean operators and or not, and using variety of search techniques to help you narrow your search. Now, Google is a pretty big search engine, and it's because of its size and the fact that it's so inclusive, you can't really manipulate it too much, which means that your search strings could be really simple. So in this case, I'm going to just go with climate change in inverted commas and hoax. Simple as that. Now, what is the search engine? Google, right? That doesn't change. So we do a basic search. So we're going to go to open our next tab. And of course, it will come up here in the omnibar. I'm going to do climate change and hoax. As you can see, I tried it before. Click enter. How many results do I get? I can copy and paste it into here. So do a basic search and write the number of results retrieved. Now I don't want to make this look like I copied and pasted it. So I'm just going to do that. Right, format painter, and it changes it. Right, so it doesn't look all grayed out. Everything looks consistent. Then you're going to go to the advanced search. Now, did you know that Google has an advanced search? It does. So if you go to the highlighted section, you go to Google Advanced Search. And if you really want to learn more about Google Advanced Search, you can click on this link for a YouTube tutorial. But I'm going to go ahead and click Google Advanced Search. Ta-da! So you have almost like a form that you fill out that allows you to have more control over the kind of search that you want to perform in Google. So I'm going to go with the exact word or phrase, climate change. Now you'd see inside at the side here on the right, it gives you the description of what each of these fields mean. All right, I want hoax and I also want facts, which means that I either want climate change and hoax, and facts, or I want climate change and hoax alone, or climate change and facts alone. Any of them is great. I don't want to discuss politics in it because they tend to go together, but I don't want the word politics. So I put none of these words. Okay. Um, I probably may want to narrow. So these are my limiters. I probably, let's try, we may not get anything for Trinidad and Tobago, but let's try. So I'm going to scroll down to Trinidad and Tobago for region. So that's one of my limiters because that's what's being asked of me here. Go to the advanced search, write down the exact search string, advanced search techniques, Boolean operators, truncation limiters used, and the number of results retrieved. So if I don't get anything, I'm not going to use this search. Only use what is successful. All right, so I hit search. Oh, and I got some stuff. All right, so let's look for a nice website here. It does not give me, this is interesting. It was supposed to give me how many results I got for this, and I am not seeing it. Usually it does. I'm not sure. It should give me, let's try again. Climate change, hoax, facts, politics. Did it disappear? Okay, here we go. So we notice our first search, basic search, we got 6,750,000 results. We got more. Usually it should give you less, especially since we just did Trinidad and Tobago. Let me go back and see. Oh, that's why it did not maintain the region. So let's go back to Trinidad and Tobago. Click. Make sure Trinidad and Tobago, so we selected by region. Okay. It does not give me any. That's interesting. I didn't select PDF either, and it's only giving me PDFs. Okay, we have a nice website here. So in that case, just put number of results retrieved, just say not applicable because there was nothing given, right? So any for not applicable. And then for the exact search string, I'm going to give you an easy way to do this, which will help a lot of you. You're going to do a screenshot of the screen. So in my case, I will do function print screen. However, it is your device or laptop does a screenshot. So I did that, and I'm going to put here see below because I don't want to copy and paste that into this little box. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, and I'm going to paste, and that's all you have to do for that section, right? This is the search string that you used. Okay, so as simple as that. All right, so we've done A, B, C, D, E. Now select an appropriate web page that's F relevant to your thesis statement, and read, identify, and summarize the main ideas. So I'm going to go back, hit search again. Oh, keeps not holding the region, so be careful of that. Yes, I'm going to make sure Trinidad and Tobago is checked. So this website, the Met Office website, this gives us a little bit about climate in general. See here, there's a newspaper article. We can go with that. So which one should we look at? So you realize it leaves out hoax. We definitely want the word hoax in there. So perhaps we could put here climate change, real or hoax. That's a newspaper article by Newsday. And then we do have some scholarly articles which would be very helpful. And on that note, you're also free to search Google Scholar. right? Um, let's just give advanced. Yes. So you can do a Google Scholar search for the same climate change. Keep it simple and hooks. Right. So you see we have a lot more research-oriented um, websites and information provided here because Google Scholar, as its name implies, focuses on the more scholarly side of the internet. If you wanted to do an advanced search, you can click on the menu, advanced search. Here you go. So of course we want to take out the word and is not a search term. Climate change. Do we want it in the anywhere in the article? I would like in the title of the article. So this is an advanced search if you decide to use either Google or Google Scholar. So if you use Google Advanced. And if you use Google Scholar, use Google Scholar Advanced. I would like to see hoax and climate change in the title of the article. And maybe we could look at articles dated between maybe 1999 and 2019. So 10 years. And let's see what happens. All right, so we got 17 results. A lot of it has to do with Trump. So that's 17 results here. And let's see if we went back before, right. So before we did the advanced search, you would see up here that there were 8,700 results, as opposed to the, I can't remember the exact number, but a lot fewer results when we did the advanced search. So back to this section, you are free to use either Google or Google Scholar. You choose which one you want to use. And of course, only record the successful results. If you don't retrieve any results and you're not getting anything based on your search string, then don't put that. Put a search string and put the information that was successful. All right. Let's see. All right. So title of the web page. So if you are going with an article, right? Let's just say you with one of these articles, whether you are deciding, so for my argument, I have decided that climate change is not a hoax. This article here may be good for the rebuttal or the argument against or for climate change being a hoax, so it will be helpful in terms of the counter argument. All right, but we won't use it to back up your argument in this case because it is against it. Let's see. Oh, we were supposed to take out politics. That's why. Okay, so is climate change dangerous? That's looks like a serious one we can use. Polarized frames, so it means that people have different opinions on climate change. So we can choose any of these, and with any one you choose, right? Whether you looked at Google itself or Google Scholar, this one is Google Scholar, you select which article, right? Is climate change real? Title, climate change real or a hoax, and you put that as your title, right? Climate change, real or a hoax. So you put that in there. And then what are your main ideas from the article? I would leave that up to you. Summarize that in about 3 to 4 sentences. Okay? Then you're going down to the heavy duty part of it, evaluating. Why did you select this article? Why, of all the different articles, of all the different websites, did you choose this one? To help you decide on that, you need to administer the CRAP test. Now, you'll find more information about the CRAP test beyond what it stands for. It's an acronym for currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, purpose. But to get more information on the CRAP test, you scroll down to the bottom of the assignment and you would see all the different criteria that you apply to each of the categories of the CRAP test. So for currency, which refers to the timeliness of the information, how current is it, not how much it costs, now that kind of currency. So you look at the information under each of the criteria, right? The sub aspects of it, the sub points, to help you come up with a 3 to 4 sentence paragraph on how it applies, on how relevant your article is, why it was selected. So you look at for currency, when was the information published or posted? Usually you would look at the bottom of a website for that. All right, so let's open more of a website to see that. All right, so this is the meteorological meteorological service. Yes, meteorological. Scroll down to the end, you're going to see, okay, 2019, and it was probably updated last then. So you would want to put that in your information for currency. Are the links functional? You go through and see, are there any dead links? Doesn't look so. Then for relevance, you look at, does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? Now at this point, it should all be yes. You wouldn't want to select anything that doesn't. And you are not answering each of these questions yes, no, yes, no. As I said, you are summarizing your responses under each of the headings. So it's not, does the information relate? Yes, it does. That's not an answer. I don't know what it means. I'm not going to be going up and down, scrolling up and down to find out what you're answering. So I need to know in your responses back up here, right, in your responses here, that I can clearly see just from reading your responses here to currency, whether your article or website was current enough. For relevance, I need to know in, as I said, 3 to 4 lines, 3 to 4 sentences. In terms of accuracy, I don't need to keep reading below here to see what questions you're answering. So do not answer in bullet point. For authority, who is the author, the publisher? Is it an organization, like in the case of Met? In the newspaper article, it was Newsday. So you need to say where's the information coming from? What are the credentials? Does the organization have any authority? That kind of thing. So you can't always answer all of the questions for whatever you choose. Some will apply, some may not. Does the URL reveal anything about the author? Is it a .com? Is it .edu? Is it .gov? If it's .gov, like if it were a NASA site. So let's say we took out, let's go back here. Right, so in this case it's a .gov, so we know it's a government site. What does that say? Should it be more biased or not biased? Accuracy, where does the information come from? Is it a lot of facts? Is it supported by evidence? Has the information been reviewed or refereed? Is there any checks and balances, or is it just pure opinion? Can you verify any of the information? So if you read on it something that looks off, then don't use it. There's a good website called snopes.com, which you can use to check if a website is a hoax. So you can double check on that. Does the language seem biased? Is it free of emotion? Are there spelling, grammar, or any other kind of errors? All of that pertains to accuracy. And then the last one of the CRAP evaluation is purpose. What is the information for? Is it to teach? Is it to sell? If you're on a .com site, it's commercial. Are they pitching anything? Is it to entertain? Is it to persuade? Is the information fact? Is it opinion? Is it propaganda? As I said, you can check some of these websites in snopes.com. Let me just type it here, snopes.com. to see if it's a hoax website or not. So you again are not answering per bullet, you're answering in a kind of encapsulated form for each of the 6 aspects of CRAP criteria, 5 aspects rather, right? So currency, how current is it? Relevance, how relevant is it? Accuracy, how accurate the information is? Authority, whether it is a um, reliable source, and then purpose. What's the point of this website? Okay, so just 3 to 4 lines. Then coming down to the end of section 1, you're expected to create a full citation. Now a citation is not you doing this. Can't copy and paste the website. This is not I repeat, a citation. You need to get to the links on how to create a citation back in the e-classroom. We have a bunch of resources up here to the top. General citation sources, cite this for me, bib.me, so you can use that or actually get a style manual and create it manually. This is a URL, this is not a citation. So base your citation on your discipline, whether it's APA, MLA, or Chicago. And then finally, to wrap up this section, you are doing your second journal entry. Simple 100 to 150 words on your experience, your thoughts about completing this section of the research process, which is looking for information using a search engine, Google or Google Scholar, to conduct research on your research topic. Okay, so if you have any questions at all regarding this section, you can use the course update forum to week 7. I also give a really good breakdown of the different elements of the assessment 3. The deadline is for CRN 25161 is Tuesday, April 23rd. And if you're in section 25162, it's Wednesday, April 24th. So you have 7 weeks. 7 weeks to do this. So really take your time. Don't waste time to get this assignment done. If you have any questions, as I state here, be sure to ask in this forum. So that's it so far for assessment 3, section 1, using Google or Google Scholar to search for information on your research topic. So hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to your comments.